Okay, well, hi everybody. Welcome to Spooky's Jumpscare Mansion. I want to talk about cool god stuff. And, wait a second, I need to adjust this a little. There we go. I want to talk about cool god stuff and all that while playing something silly. And this is what came to mind. I wanted to, go through this. However, see...
Spooky.
Okay, yeah, Cool. So, first things first, though, before we get started anything, I just want to let you know, if you launch this game, you might have to go into Sound Mixer to turn it down, because holy crap. The music was playing immediately, and it was just, like, so loud in my ears. It was like I was at a concert, pressing my face against the wall of the speaker going, yes, 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 vibrate my innards. Anyway. So, yeah, I thought it would be kind of fun to just talk about a little bit about how, like, no matter where we go, you know, God's with us, even if we're in a big, like, spooky mansion type place. And I think that's pretty neat. You know, I've personally found that I don't really get, really too spooked anymore. I honestly really like going into big, scary places. It's, like, one of my favorite things. And I always like to remember that, you know, God's there with me. Even in the darkest and spookiest of places. And even in places like this where there's just constant noise every day, no matter where you go, constantly. But it's been pretty cool to think about. And I've been trying to find some other stuff to, just do, like... Maybe I can kind of pay a little less attention to the game and just kind of wander around in, you know? Oh, look at that. That's a pretty picture. Kind of looks like some Tifuses there, maybe. Sort of. I don't know. But yeah. You know, even, like, if you were out there in the void of space where everything gets, like, real dark and everyone's like, wow, I don't understand what's going on, you know, God's still with you. Even if you were to go into black hole, God's still with you. No matter where you go, the Lord is still with you always. What is this? Ever since this place seemed cute, but I've been here days now. I'm feeling quite parched now, and I'm being watched by something. This is not romantic at all. Oh, that's another thing. I want to talk about how, like, we have these constant desires and wants as creatures, and we're always, like, you know, pursuing things to the extreme, and we're always trying to find satisfaction within things, but we'll never find satisfaction within things. The only thing we actually find satisfaction within is God. And I think that's kind of an interesting thing to think about, because it kind of looks like there's a person thingy in there. Hi. I kind of like that pattern. It's kind of neat. You see, we have this constant longing for God, and, like, our ultimate longing is always God. We just don't necessarily know it. See, but because we live in ignorance, we always go after these random things around us. We're like, okay, well, if I just had a new house, if I had, you know, more possessions or something like that, that would definitely, you know, make me feel satisfied. But the ultimate truth is that the only way you can really truly feel satisfied is if you go to God, right? So that means that, like, there's certainly nothing necessarily wrong with pursuing pleasures to a certain extent. There, you know, let's another thing is following me. That's probably true. It's me, actually. There's nothing necessarily wrong with pursuing pleasures, right? Because, you know, God gives us the ability to enjoy all these different pleasures, and God is ultimately present within those pleasures. However, you know, if you're going out there and you're always trying to have relations with people, both sexual and just, like, you know, friendship type relations with people, sometimes you're going to find that they're not as satisfying as you'd like them to be. And if you look at them to make yourself ultimately happy, you're going to find that that doesn't work. You have to go beyond that and go to God and, you know, pray. And, you know, get closer to God. Well, you don't necessarily have to pray. Sometimes you can meditate or, you know, do japa. And japa, if you don't know, that's where you take the little beads and you count out, like, whatever mantra you got. Like, I always do the Om Krim Mahaka Lika Yi Namaha kind of thing. And that ultimately, that's how you find real satisfaction. And that this world itself is just a giant play, you know? Like, God's basically just made all this just so that she could take on various different forms and experience different things. Even being a rock. Isn't that kind of neat? What is being a rock like? I feel like that has to be a game somewhere. Oh, hey, another smoky painting. And all these wonderful things. Oh. See, that doesn't really look like a window. That looks like a texture. They should have it go and look outside and see scary plants. But that's probably a little bit too much. I understand. Oh, another bed. Lots of beds. Lots of places to take naps, at least. But ultimately we should know where our true satisfaction lies. But this is also part of the reason why it is okay in our current state to enjoy some things. We shouldn't necessarily make those like the whole cornerstone of our lives, but sometimes it's satisfying for me, for instance, to paint a Warhammer miniature and then get a little bit of clapping praise for painting a Warhammer miniature, I think. But ultimately, we should be doing all these things for God, and that's part of one of the great benefits of learning about Tantra and some of these various other systems. Let's see. Ink. Not quite quenching my thirst. Tastes terrible. Stains are terrible. I don't think drinking was a very romantic idea. No, probably not. But see, that's kind of the thing. Just like that guy was drinking ink to try and satisfy his thirst, we're always going after pleasure after pleasure to try and satisfy our innate desire for comfort and love with God. And but if you just constantly keep doing things like that, but you do them with the wrong stuff, then it's just not as satisfying. Now, one thing you can do is that while you're still, enjoying these things, you can dedicate them to God, and that's like one of the best ways to get it going. I find that I do that a lot with my Warhammer stuff, and if I don't kind of center even my Warhammer enjoyment in God, it's just not as enjoyable. But if I sit there and I think about, okay, this little skink, this is actually a manifestation of God as a little lizard person, then it's just inherently more satisfying. Now, of course, different people are going to be at different stages for this sort of thing. I kind of want to take this candle and just throw it out the wall. But people are going to be at different stages for this sort of thing, and it's going to kind of depend on what exactly they're doing. But that's... Keep a little pep in your step. That's a very cute cup of coffee. I'm not doing that because I don't take drugs. I actually stopped drinking caffeine like a little while ago. Well, I guess now it's... Geez, it's almost a year ago now, actually. I feel like I do sleep a little bit better, but, and I don't feel like my energy levels fluctuate quite as much, which is pretty good. But, ooh, that reminds me of Resident Evil. But yeah, so ultimately we should be doing that. Now, you may be saying, well, Catte, what if I don't believe in God? Well, I would say that ultimately I still think that the truth is God and all that stuff. However, you don't necessarily have to go straight for God. You can also simply concentrate on being there in the present moment and enjoying the experience more like that. If you spend time, meditating and, praying, it'll work. But, you don't necessarily have to pray. You can also simply enjoy things for what they are. Understand that they are fleeting things. And that in this moment, you get to enjoy, for instance, let's say a cup of coffee, or, you get to enjoy a hot dog. I was enjoying some hot dogs earlier, so that's why I thought of hot dogs. Or, you get to have these moments where you're really enjoying more bars. Okay. Boop, boop. Where you get to enjoy various different things. Or, hey, right now, I am this person who's enjoying this video game, and this video game is delightful. And you should be trying to focus on the positive things. Now, I'm not always great with that. I've been doing, I was running through the end of the Half-Life games, and I was dying a lot because I had it set on hard. And the Marines, once you get them on hard, not the easiest to deal with. Ooh, what's this? Splitters, but I don't care. Yeah, look at this thing. And the pleasures of life will kind of chase after you, kind of like this thing is chasing after me right now. And at first, you're going to be trying to get past them, but you're not really going to be able to do very well because you're going to be always you're always be well, I'm used to seeking the pleasures like this and doing all this sort of stuff, right? So you might have a harder time actually going the ways you want to go. Oh, cool! I did choose the right way. Man, this music is kind of cool. I like this. Dum. Dum dum da 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 dum 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 da da dum 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 da 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 dum 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 da da da. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Anyway, but you can still enjoy things, and you can have those moments where you just take things slower, and realize also that simply indulging in more of a thing is not necessarily going to make you enjoy it more. Oh, that's locked. Ow. Mean. You gotta try to avoid stepping on the slime piles because it'll slow you down. Oh, wait, is this room always built the same? I think it might be, actually. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, it kind of looks like it. Well, maybe. Yep. I don't know if it's always built exactly the same, but okay, so you go left then right. 2B. Okay, wait. Is it gonna do it again? Yeah, I totally did it again. Okay. But yeah. So take those take moments, enjoy the little bit you got. Don't necessarily go too hard into any one individual thing. Always make sure that you're trying to Hi! I think that thing stopped chasing us because the music changed. But let's see. Oh. But yeah. You know, try to enjoy what you're doing. You know, a really good technique, for instance, if you like to eat, is do mindful eating. Like, instead of, like, you know, just nom, 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 shoving as much in your mouth as possible, just take, like, a little bit at a time and just, you know, take a bite, close your eyes, enjoy the moment. Understand that the only moment that is available to you is the present moment. And sure, you can plan for the future and things like that if you really want to. Oh, it's actually different this time, I think. Oh, yeah, no, it is. That's interesting. But enjoy those things. Don't simply rush through them, you know, that kind of stuff. Try your best to not be just running around and doing silly billy things. And, you know, sometimes you also gotta realize, I found something that says, I don't know, that's not wine. And, you know, take your time to try and not just indulge every appetite as well. Understand that sometimes something that will give wait, let's see. Yeah, that wasn't wine. I would feel like with the first taste you would realize it wasn't wine. But, you know, hey. And make sure that you're not just like rushing around. That's like one of my things that I like to harp on. Cat? Ooh. Modify house layout. No, I can't modify house layout. Specimen 1. No. Oh. Okay, wait. Cat DOS. And then the second one is this guy. Look at him. He's got pretty chompers. What's specimen 3? So, now that we've investigated Cat DOS, isn't that music kind of creepy and cool? I like that creepy music. And remember as well that the way you perceive and interact things is like a creation of your mind and a creation of your experiences. And you can definitely... Why was that so... I mean, I guess it's because it's a jump scare, but man, why is it everything so loud? Give me a volume slider in-game. I guess maybe they're like, well, no, because then you can ruin it because you can just, like, turn off the volume. But it's like, dude, I don't need every... Ooh, look at that. Like, it looks like a pair of eyes. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, let me have the ability to turn things down a little at least, because everything is, like, so... Is it back? Okay, I guess it's back. I wonder how long it stays back for. And because I feel like there might be another I don't know what you call it. Yeah, elevator at 100. Okay. Hang in there. That's a very cute kitty cat. Hi, kitty cat. But yeah, make sure that you're, you know, not just going from pleasure to pleasure. Like, really try to enjoy yourself in the present moment. And also try to make sure that, you know, you're doing things that are healthy. You'll find, honestly, that if you live healthier, you'll feel better. And if you, like, try to live in a way where you're, like, coming into contact with people and being friendly and just having a nice time, that you'll probably enjoy yourself more. Ooh, slime. Ooh, green. Oh, I can't walk into that. What's this way? Wait. Wait. Yeah. But yeah, I want you all to take those things and think about them. And you know, also, of course, if you believe in God, it's the same thing. Make sure that you enjoy the present moment. Make sure that you're not just like running around from experience to experience. And another thing to remember that's very important is that, like, you know, those like the thoughts that come to your mind, like if you're sitting and meditating, or just like, you know, in general, they're not necessarily things that you have to cling on to. Your thoughts can lead you to and fro and go all kinds of crazy places. So if you just like follow your thoughts every time you have one, like you could end up in like a lot of silly billy places. So I would highly suggest not just, you know, following whatever thought comes to mind. Am I getting any closer to this, whatever this is? Kind of feels like not really. But yeah, sometimes if you don't really, you know, pay attention, and if you just kind of run, this is what happens. You just go down a really long hallway forever that seems to damage your very brain being with psychotic monster noise. Or maybe I am getting closer. It's kind of hard to tell. Okay, so wait, what happens if I do this? Okay, no, so I am actually making progress. It just doesn't look like I am. Okay. Well, we might be there for a minute. But yeah, I think all that stuff is like really important for us to imbibe and think about. What? Oh, that's weird. Well, alright then. Cat. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, that was a good place to stop anyway. So that all works out. Thanks, Spooky Jumpscare Mansion. Anyway, I hope that you all have an absolutely wonderful day, and I hope that you know that I love you and God loves you, bye-bye, I love you, bye. And that no matter what horrors you come across, you can endure them because you have a great inner strength, even if you don't know it. Okie dokie, artichoke? Okay, bye, love you, bye, have a great one, bye. Bye. Teeth.